Kevin Stefanski gave us an update on the injury situation for the Browns.
Dillon Gabriel's dealing with a little bit of tightness in his hamstring, so he'll be limited a bit. And then Shedeur, he's good. Was sore in his arm, his thrown shoulder, but getting treatment and he should be fine.
Deion did this week what NFL teams honestly were afraid that he was going to do. He did nothing wrong, but this is what they were afraid of. He was on the New Heights podcast with Jason and Travis Kelce and commented on his son, Shedeur, who's, of course, a quarterback on the Cleveland Browns.
What if I told you the Cleveland Browns just took all their messy history, tossed it in a blender, slammed the chaos button, and watched it explode across national TV like a live-action meltdown? Out of nowhere, whispers started spreading faster than wildfire. Shedeur Sanders might actually start for the Browns. Within hours, the entire NFL world went absolutely crazy. Analysts were losing control live on air. Fans were crashing online stores trying to grab custom Sanders jerseys like it was the second coming of football royalty, and the Browns front office was out here pretending it was all part of some top secret master plan. But let's be real, it doesn't look like strategy. It looks like a social experiment gone completely off the rails. This isn't just another quarterback change, it's a full-blown identity crisis. The Browns didn't just light a spark, they dropped a whole match into a gas tank, and now the entire league's watching the explosion in real time. Every talk show, every podcast, every sports page is burning with this story. The real question isn't if Shedeur Sanders plays, it's how soon before the Browns collapse under the massive weight of their own hype. Judging by that chaos on the field, the countdown's already ticking loud and clear, and it all started with one line, one tiny slip from Deion Sanders that sent the entire NFL rumor mill spiraling into total madness. He was just vibing on the New Heights podcast with Jason and Travis Kelce, cracking jokes, swapping wild stories, being prime time as always. Then, boom, he casually mentioned his son Shedeur and dropped a little hint, just a small tease, that his moment was coming soon. That single fatherly comment turned into a full-blown media earthquake overnight. Within hours, sports blogs twisted it into Deion says Shedeur should start in Cleveland. And from that point, the chaos was unstoppable. Talk shows treated it like breaking news, dissecting every word like it was a secret message from Deion straight to the Browns front office. Suddenly, a proud dad just speaking from the heart got turned into NFL prophecy. He didn't demand anything, didn't throw shade, didn't call anyone out. He was just being honest. But this is Deion Sanders we're talking about, and when Prime speaks, the sports world doesn't just listen. It freaks out, overreacts, and sets itself on fire trying to decode what he really meant. In a flash, the whole NFL world exploded with opinions. Analysts were gripping their microphones like sacred scrolls, preaching their expert takes to anyone who'd listen. Fans were flooding every comment section, every feed, every group chat, arguing nonstop about whether Shedeur Sanders was truly ready for the big stage. Even retired legends couldn't resist jumping in, some calling it confidence, others calling it straight-up chaos. That's when the story started walking on its own two legs. It wasn't about a podcast clip anymore. It was about what that moment meant. A ticking time bomb sitting right in Cleveland's lap. A silent message that maybe even Deion Sanders, the man known for patience and discipline, might be done waiting. And here's the crazy part. He might actually be right. Behind closed doors, the Browns are scrambling for anything that can fix their offensive disaster. So when Deion dropped that subtle hint, it hit different. Fans didn't hear eventually. They heard soon. And from that moment on, the countdown began. Every missed throw from Joe Flacco, every stalled drive from Dillon Gabriel, every fumble, every busted play, it all started to sound like the clock ticking louder and louder towards Shedeur's takeover. And man, that clock's been ticking louder with every snap. The tension in Cleveland is so thick you could cut it with a helmet visor. The fans know it, the players feel it, and the media's circling like sharks smelling blood in the water. Every camera zooms in on Shedeur Sanders standing on the sideline, cool as ice, rocking that calm confidence that makes even veterans nervous. You can tell this kid's not just waiting, he's studying, watching every mistake, every blown route, every bad read, and quietly loading the clip for his moment. Meanwhile, the locker room energy is shifting fast. Some guys are whispering that it's only a matter of time before Shedeur gets the nod. Others are trying to stay loyal to the current setup, but the vibe, it's shaky at best. Coaches keep preaching, trust the process, but everyone can see that process falling apart in real time. And every time Deion Sanders posts a cryptic quote or flashes a proud smile on social media, the fire spreads again. Fans lose it, reporters jump on it, and the story refuses to die. It's like Cleveland's trying to keep the lid on a volcano that's already rumbling. The question now isn't if Shedeur takes that field.
Shedeur doesn't get any playing time. He's doing this and that. The Browns know what they got though. The Browns are getting a click. So,
and Deion certainly thinks that there is going to be a world in which Shedeur sets foot in a football.
It's when the Browns finally admit they've got no other choice but to unleash him. The crazy part, deep down, everyone in that building knows it's coming. You can see it in the body language, feel it in the locker room air. It's like the whole team's holding its breath, waiting for the inevitable. Even the veterans are side-eyeing every offensive meeting, wondering when the switch will finally drop. Because let's be honest, the playbook looks dry, the spark is gone, and the fans are one bad quarter away from storming the field with "Start Shedeur" signs. And here's the thing, Shedeur Sanders isn't out here begging for the spotlight. He's moving with quiet confidence, showing up early, staying late, studying film like a surgeon prepping for the big operation. He's not just ready, he's itching to prove himself. But the coaching staff, they're walking on eggshells, terrified of the backlash if they bench their guy too soon. That fear is what's killing Cleveland right now. The fans don't want patience anymore. They want production. Every bad drive from Dillon Gabriel turns into another viral clip, another round of boos, another trending hashtag. And every time the camera pans to Shedeur's calm face on the sidelines, it sends a message louder than words. He's built for this moment. Cleveland's not just sitting on a young quarterback, they're sitting on a time bomb, and the countdown's almost over. And when that clock finally hits 0, you better believe the whole city's gonna erupt. The pressure in Cleveland right now feels like a soda bottle that's been shaken nonstop. It's ready to blow. Reporters are circling like vultures. Insiders whispering that some people upstairs are already pushing for Shedeur Sanders to get that starting spot. They've seen enough bad film, enough broken drives, and enough empty excuses. The writing's on the wall and everyone knows who's holding the pen. What's wild is how fast the narrative flipped. Just a few weeks ago, Shedeur was the quiet rookie sitting back, letting the veterans take the spotlight. Now, he's the headline, the hope, the future, the name that's keeping Cleveland fans glued to their screens. You can't open social media without seeing someone calling for him to start. Even national talk shows are teasing it like a reality TV plot twist. When will Shedeur take over? And behind the scenes, things are getting tense. The locker room split, the staff's stressed, and the owner's phone is blowing up with calls from fans, agents, and media, all asking the same question. How long can they hold him back before the city turns on them completely? Because once Shedeur steps on that field, everything changes. The team, the season, maybe even the franchise's whole identity. It started like a faint whisper across Cleveland, but now it's a full-blown drumbeat shaking the city. Boom, boom, boom. Every echo screams the same thing. It's almost time. The Browns look like a team that smashed the self-destruct button and then lost the manual on how to fix it. Every offensive snap feels like chaos on repeat. Routes crossing like a traffic jam at rush hour, players running into each other, and by the time the play collapses, the fans are already halfway through a collective groan that says it all. This isn't just bad football, it's confusing football. The kind that makes you squint at the screen and wonder, what was that supposed to be? Drives stall out like busted engines, receivers crash into each other mid-route, and when the ball finally hits the turf, you can practically hear the commentators scrambling to find polite words that still mean disaster. Meanwhile, the defense, man, that poor defense, is out there pulling off miracles every single week. They're shutting down elite offenses, forcing turnovers, and dragging this team toward wins that keep slipping through their fingers. And what do they get for it? The offense turns right around and hands it all back like a bad punchline to a cruel joke. You can see the frustration written all over their faces every time they walk off that field, shoulders slumped, eyes empty, that silent look that screams, "What more do you want from us?" But it's not just the players who feel it, the fans are living it too. They've seen this movie too many times, and it always ends the same way. The hope burns bright at kickoff, only to die quietly before halftime. They still show up every Sunday, decked out in orange and brown like armor, screaming their lungs out through the cold wind, waving those dog pound towels like their lives depend on it. For 3 quarters straight, they believe. Clapping, yelling, living, and dying with every snap. But by the 4th quarter, the energy fades. Heads drop, eyes glaze, and thumbs start scrolling through phones, pretending they don't care. When deep down, they always do. Because Cleveland fans don't just support a football team, they survive one. And then there's Joe Flacco, the so-called steady hand, the veteran presence, the calm in the storm. Except every time he drops back, it looks like he's running through wet cement. Watching him scramble feels like watching a refrigerator try to do ballet. Slow, stiff, and painfully tragic. The man's experience is undeniable. But his mobility? That's a whole different story. His throws either take off into another time zone or just drop dead midair, and somehow the coaching staff keeps chanting, "Trust the process," like we're not watching the same tired rerun every week. Flacco keeps saying he still got it, but the scoreboard keeps exposing the truth. Wasted drives, broken rhythm, opportunities slipping away like water through cracked fingers. It's almost poetic, just not the good kind. The Browns' defense plays like warriors from another world, but their offense, it's like chasing ghosts out there. You can feel it pulsing through the stands like electricity. Every single time that offense jogs onto the field, the crowd goes quiet, too quiet. It's that uneasy silence that says everyone's thinking the same thing. Because the name nobody can ignore anymore, the name echoing louder with every incomplete pass, is sitting right there on that bench. Shedeur Sanders. Week after week, that name keeps building like thunder over the lake. Shedeur, Shedeur. And sooner or later, that silence is going to explode into a full-blown chant, shaking the whole stadium. Joe Flacco was supposed to be the steady hand, the calm veteran presence, the guy who'd bring peace to the chaos. But instead, he's become the symbol of it. Watching Flacco in that pocket feels like watching time move in slow motion. Every drop back looks like he's trying to escape quicksand. Every throw feels like it's coming from a man who just woke up from a deep nap and can't remember what play they're running. The Browns brought him in for experience, but what's experience worth if it comes attached to cement feet and instincts stuck in the early 2000s? He moves in the pocket like a refrigerator sliding across a wet floor, technically moving, but not really going anywhere. And somehow, the coaching staff still acts shocked when another drive ends in confusion and sighs echo through the stadium. There's this wild myth floating around Cleveland that Flacco's leadership is holding the offense together. But let's be real. Leadership doesn't mean a thing when you can't even lead the ball to your receivers. Watching Joe Flacco play right now feels like watching a karaoke version of an NFL quarterback. The image looks familiar, the rhythm's kind of there, but the music, it's completely gone. Every single snap turns into an unpredictable adventure. You see the drop back, slow, hesitant, then that flicker of panic hits his face like a slow-motion car crash. As defenders close in, you can almost hear the gears grinding in his head before he lobs another prayer into empty space.
Shedeur's mentality, folks, is he truly believes he can be a franchise quarterback. That's what he wants to be. That's what the experts said he would be leading up to the draft. If you watch one of his press conferences, he literally said, if you're not trying to change the franchise, then don't come get me. Cleveland should be excited to have a guy like that wants to do that for your franchise. I hope the Browns give him a chance later in the year because he's confident. He showed flashes in preseason and, of course, during his tenure at Colorado.
And when the play collapses, again, he jogs off the field with that blank, half-shrug look that screams, well, that didn't work. The fans see it, the players see it, even the cameras are tired of pretending. They're already cutting to the sideline before the play's even over, waiting for that familiar shot. Shedeur Sanders, helmet in hand, standing calm and collected, eyes locked in, watching every mistake unfold like he's studying a future he already knows is his. Because here's the truth, Flacco isn't the problem because he's bad. He's the problem because Cleveland refuses to admit he's done. They're clinging to him like a flickering light bulb, pretending it's still bright while the whole room gets darker by the second. His presence isn't leadership anymore. It's an illusion, a comfort blanket for a franchise too scared to face what comes next. But illusions don't win football games. They just delay the pain. And right now, you can feel that pain building like pressure in a pipe. The crowd knows it, the locker room knows it, and deep down, even Joe Flacco knows it. Because every time he misses another open receiver, every time another drive dies in slow motion, that one name buzzes louder through Cleveland's freezing November air. Shedeur, 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 Shedeur Sanders. Every time a drive stalls, every time the fans groan in perfect painful unison, the cameras always find the same face. Calm, locked in, unshaken, Shedeur Sanders. The kid they swore wasn't ready, the one drafted for the future. But that future isn't some distant dream anymore. It's standing right there on the sideline, watching Cleveland's illusion crumble in real time. While the Browns' offense collapses like a bad magic trick gone wrong, there's one player who never flinches. You can spot him in every broadcast now. Shedeur, standing tall, helmet tucked under his arm, eyes fixed on the field like a sniper, studying every broken play frame by frame. No frustration, no fake hype, no desperate sideline clapping, just that cold, quiet confidence that screams, I know exactly when my time's coming. And that, right there, is what should terrify everyone. Because Shedeur isn't some backup just waiting on an injury or a pity start. He's a quarterback built for this kind of chaos. This is a kid who's lived under pressure since day one. Bright lights, media noise, comparisons to legends, all of it. Yet through every headline, every doubter, every spotlight, he's stayed cool, patient, and dangerously focused. He warned teams before the draft, if you're not trying to change your franchise, don't come get me. That's not arrogance, that's clarity. Cleveland didn't just draft a quarterback, they drafted a mentality. And now that mentality is sitting right there, front row, watching their offense burn out in 4K. Even Deion Sanders, the man who practically invented swagger, has been sprinkling little hints everywhere. On podcasts, in interviews, even casual convos, never demanding, just predicting with that trademark grin that it's coming. He said it, and when Prime says something's coming, you better believe it's already halfway here. The media's catching on fast now. Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, every major NFL panel from ESPN to FS1, they're all waking up to the same truth. Shedeur Sanders isn't just a rookie project, he's the next storyline. Every failed drive by Joe Flacco, every missed throw by Dillon Gabriel, every miserable 3-and-out feels like the whole league holding its breath, just waiting for that exact moment when the switch finally flips. And when it does, oh, it won't be quiet. It'll be seismic. Shedeur doesn't just play football, he performs it. With swagger, precision, and that icy calm that turns chaos into rhythm. It's that same energy that made him a star at Colorado, and now it's about to shake up the entire NFL like a thunderstorm nobody saw coming. He's not pacing the sideline begging for attention. He's waiting for destiny to dial his number. You can see it in his stance, that quiet stillness before something historic breaks loose. Because when that moment hits, when that helmet slides on, when the crowd roars like a thunderclap, it won't just feel like a quarterback change. It's gonna feel like a new era being born in Cleveland. This won't just be a swap, it's a rebirth. In a city built on heartbreak, blown leads, and false hope, Shedeur Sanders represents something Cleveland hasn't had in decades, a real reason to believe again. The Browns thought they found a safety net in Dillon Gabriel, a temporary fix to hold things together while they figured it out. What the Browns really got wasn't a bridge quarterback. It was a weekly reminder of wishful thinking gone completely wrong. Dillon Gabriel looked sharp in college, sure, but the NFL has turned him into a crash test dummy moving in slow motion. He's undersized, overwhelmed, and completely out of sync. Every snap looks like a survival drill, pocket collapsing, routes disappearing, and defenders swarming before he even plants his feet. You can see it in his body language. This stage is just too big, too fast, too ruthless. Yet somehow, the Browns keep pretending this experiment is still working. Every press conference sounds like the same broken mixtape. He's learning. We see flashes, but flashes of what exactly? Because fans aren't seeing growth, they're seeing panic. Defenses don't respect his arm, don't fear his pocket presence, and sure as hell don't back off the blitz. Every game is turned into a highlight reel for the other team. Watching Gabriel drop back is like watching someone walk into a house fire holding a squirt gun, hoping for a miracle that'll never come, and now everyone feels it. The fans, the locker room, even the commentators whispering what nobody wants to say out loud. The Gabriel experiment is collapsing in real time. The signs in the stands, the tweets flooding timelines, the chants echoing through the stadium. They're not booing anymore, they're begging. Because deep down, everybody knows what's coming next. Cleveland can't hide behind development forever. They can't keep wasting a defense built like a fortress, forced to carry an offense that treats touchdowns like rare museum pieces.
A rookie without rhythm has somehow become Cleveland's savior, when the real answer is standing right there. Helmet in hand, eyes locked, waiting like a storm on standby. The Gabriel gamble was never about winning. It was about buying time. But guess what? Time's up. The storm that's coming has a name, Shedeur Sanders. And when that name finally blasts through those stadium speakers, nobody's even gonna remember this failed experiment.
The boos have started to fade, replaced by chants that shake the stadium walls. Put Shedeur in, put Shedeur in. The fans feel it, the defense feels it, even the cameras can't look away anymore. Every wasted drive, every misfire, every blown play, each one adds fuel to the fire. And through it all, Deion Sanders' words keep echoing. Be patient, be ready, because everyone in Cleveland knows exactly what's coming. Cleveland doesn't want more speeches or press conference promises, they want fire. They want Shedeur, and at this point, it's no longer a rumor. It's a full-blown demand. The chants have turned into countdowns. And the moment those cameras catch Shedeur Sanders tightening that chin strap, the whole stadium is gonna erupt. You can already picture it. The crowd rising like a tidal wave, the commentators stumbling over their words, the entire city flipping from frustration to pure adrenaline in a heartbeat. When Shedeur finally steps onto that field, it's not gonna feel like a substitution. It's gonna feel like a seismic shift. The energy will flip instantly, the noise will hit different, and the league will feel that ripple. It's the beginning of something massive. Every throw will be analyzed, every movement magnified, every single snap loaded with history and expectation. And the wildest part, Shedeur Sanders won't need time to adjust because he's been adjusting his whole life. Pressure, spotlight, expectations, that's his normal. When chaos peaks, he finds rhythm. When the lights get blinding, he gets colder. And for the first time in years, the Browns might finally feel something they've been chasing forever. Belief. You'll see it on the sideline, in the eyes of the defense that's been carrying this team week after week. You'll feel it in the crowd roaring his name like it's a new national anthem, shaking the entire stadium to its core. Because this isn't just a quarterback change, it's a takeover. Once Shedeur Sanders steps onto that field, Cleveland's never going back. The moment his first pass connects, the entire identity of this franchise shifts. The hope, the noise, the energy, it'll all hit like a tidal wave rolling through the city. And when the dust finally settles, one truth will define this entire saga. Either Shedeur Sanders saves Cleveland, or he exposes just how deep that curse really runs. There's no middle ground left. The city's faith, the franchise's future, the legacy of every broken season, all of it now hangs on this one gamble. If he wins, he becomes a legend. The rookie who walked into the chaos and rewrote Cleveland's story forever. But if he falls short, he'll join that long, tragic line of almosts that still haunt this city like ghosts from Sundays past. But this time, something feels different. There's a pulse again, a heartbeat inside a franchise that's been flatlined for years. You can see it in the fans' faces, feel it in the air, hear it in the tone of analysts who once swore this team was cursed. That quiet shift in their voices, that glimmer in their eyes, it's hope. Real, raw hope. Because maybe, just maybe, this is the moment Cleveland finally gets it right, and the Sanders name becomes the spark that rewrites their entire story. It's that electric mix of hope and fear, the kind you only feel right before everything changes. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just stepping into a broken offense. He's stepping into a legacy. This isn't just a debut, it's a reckoning, a chance to see if Cleveland is finally ready to stop surviving and start believing. When that moment comes, when he jogs out under those bright lights, when the noise explodes into thunder, when every fan in the stands feels that surge of adrenaline, they'll all realize something powerful. This was never just about football. It's about faith, destiny, and a city that's been aching for a real hero to believe in again. Because in Cleveland, destiny doesn't tiptoe in. It storms through the gates with chaos, pressure, and greatness all tangled together. And when Shedeur Sanders takes that first snap, every doubt, every heartbreak, every painful Sunday will finally feel worth it. This isn't just the start of a new chapter, it's the rewriting of an entire story. So if you're feeling that pulse too, if you can sense what's coming, then hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to share this with every football fan who needs to see the truth. Smash subscribe right now, because this story is only getting wilder. And trust me, you're not gonna wanna miss what happens next.